Experience Waterloo. This is Tim Harwood. Each winter I travel with the Blackhawks to cities all over the Midwest. But there's nothing that compares to coming home. Let me invite you to experience Waterloo's vibrant downtown district with award-winning museums and locally owned restaurants, and enjoy exciting events all year long. Create your experience with places to stay, foods to savor, and things to see at experiencewaterloo.com.
So to get started, I just kind of want to know about your history, like how you started this business that you started. It seems to have evolved. I kind of scrolled all the way down your Instagram page. So kind of how did that get started?
Sure. Well, I've been in the industry, the hair business, for about 14 years. And I mean, I suppose it started just like a lot of people start any career. You know, you kind of start on the bottom, and just as you get good at your skills and pick up speed and clientele, you get busier. And then we were doing really well. I was doing well with my business and growing. And then we had a few kids, worked through that. And then Jerod actually got a position that moved us, and so it's in the hair business, it's like starting all over again. It's really sad because it's so much work. And so I kind of just teetered back and forth, you know, with do I completely start over in a new town, or you know, do I hang on to some of my clients? The drive was about 2.5 hours.
That's a lot.
And yeah, so it kind of, by accident, I ended up owning a place here. I was coming back every once in a while just to finish up the clients that I couldn't tell them that I couldn't do them one more time, because he got the position kind of suddenly and had to move. So
Okay.
I just came back up here and finished the people that I still had on my books. And then that's when I told him, hey, by the way, today's our last time. We moved. We're already moved, you know. And so I had a gal that was like, so you're already moved? And I said, yeah, actually, I just wanted to do you one more time and bring it to you in person instead of canceling. And she was like, well, I appreciate that, but if you could, you know, do that this time, why not just keep doing it? And so, and you know, I had a couple weddings booked, and so I thought, well, yeah, I could, you know, come back and do that every once in a while. So it kind of started out slowly, doing that. And then the place that I had been renting a spot from to do that every once in a while, they ended up, good for them, their business took off, and they ended up not having space for me anymore. And so I was in this position where it was like, you know, what do I do? Like, do I say goodbye, like officially, like, no, I'm not going to come down anymore, you know, or do we find another place? And I'm stubborn that way, and my husband just goes along with whatever. So he does. He's amazing. So, you know, he just is like, yeah, let's do this. And so we started looking for places, and actually found a place downtown Waterloo that we liked, but we were going to need to outfit it for our needs. And it was taking a while. The process was very long, and my clients were waiting for me to come back, you know, and it ended up, House of Eden was for sale. We had a mutual friend that knew both of us that was like, hey, you know, the previous owners is good people, and could tell her that we're good people, and it just worked out. It was perfect. And so about 3 years ago, we ended up taking over what was already House of Eden. At the time, it was a boutique and salon, and so we kind of changed it more into a salon. So it had 4 stations at the time, and now it has 6. And we are mostly just focused on like the service end of it, not as much of the boutique anymore. Although we do have a few things here and there, but that's kind of how we ended up here. Most recently, we decided to break away from the House of Eden name and officially make it ours. And so our name has switched from House of Eden to A Little Buzzed.
I love that name.
Thank you. Yeah, our clients really like it. They get a little beverage and a haircut at the same time. Yeah, it's great.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's such a cute idea.
Thank you.
And what kind of made you decide to do that? Was it just wanting a little something different, or?
Well, the name was taken by a gentleman's club in California. So after getting a few phone calls from them, we decided maybe it would be time. And it's costly. So, one thing at a time, we moved in and we got some of our new equipment and little bits here and there. And so the name change, it was time. We had kind of finished up a few other things that we had on our priority list. And so, the name, the previous owner, it's cute, and she did really great things with the place, but it just didn't feel like it was really ours.
Yeah.
And so, more than the Gentleman's Club, we just wanted something that felt like it was completely ours, and so we toyed around with the name a bit. We were kind of just cracking jokes about it, actually. I think we thought curl up and die. And we were tossing around a few ideas, and that one didn't stick. But we decided, on that one. And I was just joking. I was like, hey, what if we're a little buzzed, and everybody that was, in our group that we were like kind of tossing around names with was like, oh, that's actually cute.
Yeah.
So, we decided to go with it.
Yeah. I love it. I think it's great, and names are so hard.
They are. Well, and then we had to, before we got too excited about it, it was like, oh, we got to first look and make sure it's not already taken too, so
social media.
Much to our delight, it was not a registered name, so we were good to go.
I've started podcasts here and there, and like starting this one, we would come up with a name and I'd be like, is it on Instagram? Can I get it? Like,
is it a gentleman's club?
Yes. What comes up when you Google it?
Yeah.
Like all those things. So yeah, I totally get that, but I'm really glad you landed on a fun one.
Thank you. Yeah, we've gotten really great feedback from the downtown area. We're kind of new to the area. Grew up, lived here, and for a while, and then moved back to the area, and but not as familiar with the downtown until we moved down here. But we've gotten so much good feedback from the people, other business owners, and just people that are, involved with the downtown things. And so it's been the library as well. It's been so nice, and they've just been nothing but encouraging about it. So it's very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really awesome just to see what Waterloo is doing downtown. 10 years ago, it was not a place that you would come and shop or even often feel safe, but it's completely changed just with all the money going into it, like all of the new hotels and event centers, things like that. It's a place that you can come down and hang out with your family and shop and all that stuff. So I'm proud of Waterloo doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I just moved here in August from North Carolina. So I am not familiar with what downtown Waterloo has been and everything, but it's been really cool to see all of these like local businesses popping up, which is part of the reason that I really wanted to start this podcast, because I think like the library can be a centerpiece of this downtown like resurgence, and I just want to. A part of it's personal. I just like talking to people and hearing like how everything came about, and it tends to be like so coincidental a lot of the time.
Yeah, because it's not maybe necessarily the first place you think of, which I hope that what we're doing here is going to change that mindset, because there's some really great things happening down here that instead of like, oh, well, maybe let's go to, downtown Waterloo, it's maybe, more of like, oh yeah, there's something great happening down there. I really want to make it a priority to get down there this weekend, or, because there are some really great things happening down here.
Yeah. And I just like seeing everything pop up, and seeing the community that's there too,
Absolutely.
through business owners.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, so when did you start the business? Like, when did you become a Little Buzzed?
So we made the transition from what was House of Eden to a Little Buzzed. And actually, officially in March, we'll have our name change. So we've been kind of just like slowly adding it. So if you look on our webpage right now, it actually has both names.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a little confusing.
It's a little confusing, yep. With the nature of our business is, people are coming, sometimes like once a month, once every couple months. And so we wanted to give them a heads up. By the way, the next time you come, the sign's going to be different.
We're here.
Yeah. So it's a little bit confusing. When you make an appointment at our place, it sends you a reminder. Like we have an automated system. And so we just want to like give people a little bit of time to get used to it. So that way when they're getting like their automated messages from a different place and and to let them know like, hey, we're all still here, same great people, same great services, just a different name, but it's funny because you always have those people that just write it down in their appointment book and don't rely on the automated messages, and then they get to the salon and they're like, what is happening?
Yeah.
So
I find people, it's hard to make changes like that for sure. People like to know what they're getting into and get shocked. So I think that's a great idea to kind of ease everybody.
Ease it in. Yeah, ease it in. Yep. My mom's really slow to change, so she's funny. She's like, explain it to me. And that's her, like, her way of saying, like, I'm not sure I like it. I love my mother.
I get that.
It's like, okay. So actually, I just saw her. She actually just came up and we did an event in the salon last Sunday for transracial families or just, people that wanted to know more about how to do their ethnic child's hair, or just, we don't discriminate. So like anybody with just really, really overly curly hair that they're struggling with. And so being half black and having a Caucasian mother, she came and I asked her to come and speak. We had a packed house. So many people were there and it was really amazing. And she actually, she spoke and talked about how lost she was when she first started to try and do my hair. So she actually just came to the salon, and I think the name is finally like, I think we're almost there.
Yeah.
So, but it was funny because she's like, is it adult, is it just for adults now? Or are you going to let kids come? But last weekend, we had like all of these little kids and babies in the salon. So I'm glad that it didn't deter any families from still coming, We're obviously not giving your kids alcohol. They got apple juice. So parents, you know what? I don't even think anybody needed it though. The kids were so good. We didn't have any tears. We had popcorn and juice and movies playing and music going, and it was so fun. So everybody did so great. And the moms were there were a couple dads, they took such good care of their kids, and it was really fun. We're going to do it again April 26th.
Oh, that's awesome. I think that's a great...
The next one is going to be, it's still, it's called Caring for Curls is the name of the class grouping that we're doing. And the next one is going to focus on summer hair, because that can be quite a challenge with pools and sandboxes, and how do I get this junk out of my kids' hair and how do I protect it and that kind of thing. So, and a bunch of the girls in the salon, we have 7 of us, and so they have stepped up to help out with classes and things like that. So it was really exciting.
I think that's amazing, because that's just from what I've heard, it's not something I experienced growing up, and I didn't even think about it, to be honest, until I got into college and started exploring more of the world, and never even thought about that being a huge issue, is like people having kids who have different hair from them, and how do you fix their hair or take care of their hair to teach them how to do it. And I just think that that's an amazing gap in knowledge that just is not, it's more easily filled now with the internet, but still it's just not easily.
Yeah, what we found is basically like most of the moms came with some prior knowledge, but there's almost too much information.
Yes.
And so they just need one person to kind of like validate them, you know, and let them know that, yeah, you're on the right track. You know, caring is better than, you know, not doing anything. So even if you're doing it wrong, like, you know, you kind of figure it out as you go. It's like anything. So, you know, I'm glad to be that person that can say, we've been there, you know, and I understand your struggle. We're totally non-judgmental, so even if you aren't doing it the correct way, like, we're happy to show you the right way, you know, and without any judgment at all. And it's really fun to be a part of, like, that. I guess Oprah calls it an aha moment, you know, when something clicks and you see that that's going to make a difference for them when they're doing their kids' hair. And it really can be a relational thing, you know. It could be a bonding moment for that parent and that child, where they're, you know, it's hair time and it's, you know, getting fancied up and looking good and feeling good about yourself. Or it could be a struggle where it's, you know, the child is not looking forward to that time because of, you know, usually just a few little changes that you can make to make it fun. Whereas maybe, you know, it's not at the moment for mom or child or dad or child. So it's fun to come alongside families and just say, you know, hey, we're here for you. You've got questions, we've got answers, and if we don't, we can find out. And we'll struggle through it with you and figure things out with you, so that this can be like a fun thing for you and for your child to feel empowered and good about themselves too.
Because I remember growing up and just, if a hairbrush touched my head, I screamed. Like, I had horribly tangly hair, and I think I went around for 2 years just with a mess of hair.
Oh no.
I was just like, if it got too close to me, I screamed.
You know, obviously she's like really passionate about it, and basically we're just offering it for free to everybody. So the only thing we're doing is just asking for a $10 deposit just to make sure you show up, and that way we can plan. But after the event, we give you your $10 back, and we even send home samples of products and stuff that they can use on their hair.
Yep, and the salon, actually, we take, you know, one-on-ones all the time. So you don't have to wait for a class to come in and ask questions either. Obviously, any hair texture, but especially for that caring for curls. If you have needs, then we always have samples out. We always have information to give you. And there's a Facebook group as well called Caring for Curls, too, that we encourage our clients to go ahead and become a part of, so that we can keep the conversation going, and there's an open line of communication there for if you're having struggles or want to cry about something or have triumphs, you know, like, you know, look what I did. I finally like was able to put this braid in or whatever. Yeah. So we want to be a part of that too.
That's amazing. Yeah. And that just, I don't know, that goes back to me just thinking about like Waterloo and downtown and just the community that it's building, because I think that that's just an amazing thing to offer the community, and something that I don't know that I've seen before. Especially offered free for your families who need it. And I think that the community can definitely get a lot out of that. So
yeah, that's our hope. Yep, that's our hope.
So I guess my next question would kind of just be, you know, what do you guys have goals for what you want the business to look like? Is it starting and growing and this name is changing? Just kind of what does that future look like?
Yeah, I think just keep growing. The girls that we have in for our staff right now, you know, they get along with each other. So I don't know what I did to deserve it. I don't think I do. But they're really talented, and they're very easy to work with. And for that, I'm very thankful. So I just kind of keep that going, and then just let people know how good they are, and to make appointments and come in and get them busy, and just grow. You know, if you'd have told me 10 years ago even that I would have had all of this, you know, I would have been like, no way.
Yeah.
The salon is so perfect. It's so beautiful. It's more than what I ever could have imagined that I would have at my age. And so it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know, maybe we should make bigger goals because those weren't big enough.
Next step.
Yeah, the next step, we kind of just like are accomplishing our goals right now. And so at some point we'll probably have to set new ones, higher ones than we did before, because we've kind of like gotten where we wanted to be for where we're at in our lives right now. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I find it interesting, like once you reach a goal and you kind of get what you're like, oh my gosh, I got this. It's like, okay, what's next?
Yeah, what do I do with this? Yeah. So. Yeah, that is kind of where we're at. We're kind of at an impasse right now where it's like, okay, well, I definitely thought I would be in my 40s before I'd have what I have now. So, I guess it's time to figure out where we go from here. I didn't realize getting into this, and I don't think you did either, Jerod. I mean, it was very selfish reasons we got into it. We wanted a business. I wanted a place to do hair in that was mine, like my style. I could make it what I want, and so I wasn't really thinking about, these people that I was going to work with. We knew that we wanted to have a staff and have people that we worked with, but I didn't realize how close I was going to become with each one of them and how much our salon being there was going to have an effect on their lives. And so I think going forward too, our goals have kind of changed a little bit in the respect that, like, I don't want to just make goals for myself anymore. I want goals for the people that I work with. Like, I want to see them be successful as well. So they're definitely in like the next step going forward in that, in my goal making, is like, I want to be successful and I want the people that work in our place to love their job and be successful as well.
I didn't think that either, starting out that we would be wanting it for other people also. But since, over the last couple of years, we've just really become family with these girls, and like I go to work and I want to make it successful for them. I want them to be prosperous. I mean, that's important. It's not just for us, it's for them also, for sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And that's absolutely like what I've worked in a lot of different places and everything, and honestly my favorite managers are the people who are like, oh no, go do this. And honestly, that's why I'm here where I am, is because people that I work for were like, do it, make it your own, we want you to succeed. So I think that's really awesome to hear.
Yeah. It is kind of interesting when we sit down with each one of them separately to just find out, like, well, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go with this? And then, about monthly now, since December, we've had events each month. And so kind of focusing on each one of their goals, what is it, what kind of clientele do you want to reach out to, what kind of, so our esthetician said that she wanted to expand more facials and things like that, so we had like a Botox event with her and a doctor, and did an event that kind of highlighted her, and so that's kind of fun because you get to see them kind of like in their own element doing what they do best. And so I'm excited about more events like that where it's, we get to talk to them and figure out, okay, what kind of event would you like to do, and let's make an event that will help you get your clientele that you would like, and do the services that you're really good at, and show people how you do that. So that's been kind of exciting, doing things that like I wouldn't necessarily do otherwise unless it was for these people and their own individual goals that they have.
That's awesome. I love that kind of support and just seeing that in the community, building people up. So that's super positive. Was there anything else that I kind of missed that we didn't hit on that?
I don't think so.
Oh, we encourage people to just join our Facebook page. We will be having a grand opening as soon as everything is completely done. We're very, very close.
Facebook.
Yeah, go ahead and watch our Facebook, and if that's something that you would like to stop by and kind of be take a little sneak peek, you're always welcome to come by. But it'd be really fun to have people come and support downtown by checking us out. We are usually pretty active for all the events, so that's another good opportunity if downtown stuff going on. If you want to take a peek, we're usually around. We're usually hanging out, so we'd love to have people pass by and peek their head and say hi.
Parades, that type of stuff.
Oh yeah. We love our location because it's like right in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
So, my Waterloo days, it's so fun. We just like pop some popcorn and share some, and people gather around and we just kind of hang out. And we've got 3 kids, and they just, they're salon babies. So they, at this event that we had on Sunday, they're walking around asking people if they want more drinks or popcorn or So it's kind of a family event. So and they're people. So we'd love to meet the downtown people. You can just come swing by and say hi. Our hours are from 10 to 6 Tuesdays through Fridays, and then on Saturday we're open from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay.
Yep, and our phone number is listed. It's 319-830-5037. So our business hours, again, somebody will answer your phone call if you have any questions or want to make an appointment or anything like that.
Oh, awesome. And I know I love seeing stuff posted on your Instagram page.
Thanks.
I get hair inspiration from there.
Oh yes. I think the last one was pink and permed.
Yeah, I noticed that one. It
Yeah,
was,
you should you should call me later.
I know.
We can make some magic happen.
I have purple hair for those who can't
I did see that. I really like it. I was following you up the steps. I was like, oh yeah, she's pretty fun.
A tweak of color.
I like it very much.
So then as we wrap up, I just wanted to ask you if you had a book that you wanted to recommend.
Yeah, so I actually was referred to a book, recommended a book by the library. I called there a few weeks ago for this event that I had coming up. And so, and it's going to space me now. I believe it was called Wavy Curly Kinky.
Okay.
And so it was a good book on hair positivity and for your kids, So I would like to read lots of different things, but that's the one I currently am into right now. So go ahead and check that one out. It's a good one.
And then I'll link to all of that in the bio, so anybody can find the book and your website and your Facebook page there.
Awesome.
So,
thank you so much for having us. This was fun.
Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hearing your
It was
story.
fun.
Yeah.